Sarah was a quirky girl who lived in the small town of Hickoryville. She loved puns and had a knack for getting herself into sticky situations, especially when it came to dating. One day, she decided to try online dating for the first time. After browsing through several profiles, she stumbled upon a guy named Kevin. He seemed nice enough, so Sarah thought it would be worth giving him a chance. They agreed to meet up at the local coffee shop, and after exchanging pleasantries, Sarah noticed that Kevin was not her type at all. He talked non-stop about himself and barely asked her any questions. As the date dragged on, Sarah realized that she would do anything to escape this horrible situation. That's when she remembered a trick she had heard about, staging an emergency text message to get out of a boring or awkward date. Sarah quickly pulled out her phone and started typing furiously, hoping that Kevin wouldn't notice. She sent the text, pretending that it was from her boss at work, asking her to come in immediately. To her surprise, Kevin actually fell for it. He looked shocked and apologized profusely for keeping her waiting. Sarah graciously thanked him for understanding and hurried out of the coffee shop without even paying for her drink. As she walked away, she couldn't help but laugh at how easy it was to escape that dreadful date. However, little did she know that her clever plan had caught the attention of a local news crew who just so happened to be filming outside the coffee shop. The next day, Sarah woke up to see herself on the front page of the Hickoryville Gazette, with a headline that read "Emergency Text Escape Leads to Local News Sensation." She was mortified but couldn't help but laugh at the absurdity of it all. From that day forward, Sarah made sure to do her research before agreeing to go on any more dates. And while she may have been a bit embarrassed by her moment in the spotlight, she knew that there would always be a good story to tell at parties. One evening, after weeks of recovering from the humiliation, Sarah decided to give online dating another try. She stumbled upon a profile of a guy named Tom. He seemed interesting and had a great sense of humor. They exchanged messages for a few days before agreeing to meet up at the same coffee shop where her previous disaster had occurred. This time, Sarah was determined not to let history repeat itself. Before their date, she spent hours researching Tom's interests and hobbies so that she would be prepared with topics of conversation. When they finally met, Sarah felt more confident than ever before. They talked for hours about everything from their favorite movies to their childhood memories. As the evening drew to a close, Sarah knew that this date had been a success. She thanked Tom for such an enjoyable time and promised to keep in touch. As she walked away from the coffee shop, she couldn't help but smile at how far she had come since her last disastrous date. In the weeks that followed, Sarah continued to go on dates with various men in Hickoryville. Some were better than others, but she always learned something new about herself and what she wanted in a partner. And while she may have started off as a clumsy dater, Sarah soon became known as the girl who could turn any date into an unforgettable adventure. One day, as Sarah sat at her favorite table in the coffee shop, she couldn't help but reminisce about all of the funny and embarrassing moments that had led her to where she was today. She laughed at the memory of her emergency text escape and smiled at the thought of the many dates to come. After all, when you're looking for love in a small town like Hickoryville, sometimes you have to embrace the chaos and make the most of every opportunity.